Hello, and welcome to the Cryptocurrency News channel. We're going to talk about XLM and its massive mega pump today. A couple of hours ago, in the wee hours of the morning, I believe, US Standard Time, and it happened on Coinbase. So you can see XLM suddenly got pumped up to from 8 cents to 12 cents, and it just came crashing back down. And that is another example of why these flash pumps almost always crash for large coins, and why Shane Ellis Theory does not work at all, because his assumption makes he makes the assumption that if the price goes way up, one of his primary assumptions is his assumption says if the price goes way up, no one will want to sell into buy orders. Everyone's gonna wait for a lower price. And as this has proved, and many other examples we've seen in the last couple of months has proved, that's just not true. Once price spikes up like that, the question of who will actually sell into the buy orders instead of waiting for a higher price, the answer is actually everyone. As you can see, it immediately sold down, back down to about 8 cents, where it is now. Now, who actually did this? It could have been one of many ways. It's probably like a couple of whales probably started it, and then people just FOMO'd in all of a sudden. And as soon as it got to a breaking point, which is 12 cents, it sold directly back down. So they were just trying to catch you in the FOMO pump. And after that FOMO pump is over, even though it was only 4 cents, about 50%, it basically took a nosedive. XLM is still performing extremely well over the last few days. I think there's just definitely been a lot of pumping. I do think it will pretty much drop like a rock. Once the altcoin market starts shrinking again, I have not heard any real news from XLM or Stellar, so I don't really have that much confidence in it. But this pump today was basically initiated probably by a couple of whales, and then people FOMO'd in and got completely wrecked. This whole process only took about 10 minutes. So you couldn't, and this spike right here, they couldn't even hold this up for more than a couple of minutes at Coinbase. So imagine what would happen if you tried to pump XLM or XRP to $500. That would last a few seconds at best. And the question of who would actually sell into the buy orders, the answer is everyone. You would just see this on a giant scale, basically. And the whole theory with XRapid maintaining the price, that wouldn't do that. XRapid does not actually do like a giant buy wall. But all XRapid does is it buys, all XRapid or WorldWire, if you're interested in that, does is it buys coins from one exchange. It buys XRP or whatever coin from one exchange and then sells them at the exact same price at another exchange. That does not really put upward pressure on the price of a coin. That's basically wash trading, and that does not put upward pressure on the price of a coin. And no one's going to set gigantic buy walls once everyone tries to sell at $500. I mean, people have mentioned me that like they can see someone forming a $500 million buy wall. First of all, most of those buy walls are fake. When you actually get close to the price, they all completely melt. Those are like automatically generated, and when the price gets pretty close to it, the same thing with the sell walls, they basically magically disappear. So those really aren't real for the most part. The second part is that even if there was a $500 million buy wall, at $500 per coin, that would melt instantly. I mean, that's barely a million coins. Jed could sell through that himself. And there's a lot more people with a lot more coins that would want to sell at $500 a piece. So a $500 million buy wall at $500 a coin would mean absolutely nothing for XRP or XLM. So this is like why these big coins will not spike up to $500 in one night, because it can't even spike up to 12 cents and hold it. I mean, people look at Thorcoin for an example, but Thorcoin is a much smaller coin that's basically traded on one exchange that's known for pumping and dumping. And plus, it only has 100,000 coins, or less than that in circulation, so it's really easy to control by one or two whales because there's only one exchange that actually sells it. So they're able to manipulate the price a lot easier. For large coins like XLM, and even more so XRP, you're just not going to be able to sustain that kind of rise. If Thorcoin had as much supply as XLM or XRP, and it had and it suddenly went up to like $1,000, people would sell it right down in the blink of an eye. And this is just another much better example than Thorcoin, because XLM is much closer to XRP than Thorcoin is. And it's actually listed across a lot of exchanges as well. And this is what happens when you try to pump up a coin like this that's actually listed across a lot of exchanges. It goes straight back down. We've seen this happen multiple times with large coins in the last couple of months. So we know that the theory doesn't really work in reality. So that's actually why XLM pumped. That's why it dumped, because people got wrecked coming in on the FOMO. So you should never follow in on this kind of a FOMO for a large coin, because once the dump happens, in which it always does, after a very short amount of time for these larger coins, you get super wrecked because you may not even be able to sell into those orders anywhere near what you bought them. So that is the XLM report for today. XLM, once again, is still doing very, very well. It's still doing extremely well. But this pump, I hope you didn't buy into this pump because you got severely wrecked at this pump. And you should never follow these pumps in for these like sudden spikes in for these bigger coins. For smaller coins, they may be able to pump it for a while because a couple of people can control the price. But for these bigger coins that's spread across multiple exchanges, it's going to get sold back down. It happens just about every single time. So that is the news for today. Let me know what you think. And please join me on one of my 2 daily streams. Like and subscribe as well. Thank you and have a nice day.